Welcome to Car and Driver. I'm Ezra Dyer, and this is the Mercedes Maybach S680. It's what you buy when a Mercedes S-Class, one of the most luxurious over-engineered sedans money can buy, isn't quite nice enough. And yes, contrary to everything you've heard from Rick Ross lyrics, it's pronounced Maybach, not Maybach. And the S680 here is a whole lot of Maybach. It's got a 133.7-inch wheelbase, which is just about the same as a Chevy Suburban's. And yet, for all that car, it only seats 4 people, same as a Porsche 911. But in this case, with a little bit more luxury. Okay, the back seat. I've got a setting here where I can move the front seat up out of the way, extend my power ottoman, which yes, is heated, cooled, and has massage for my calves, and enjoy some champagne from the fridge back there. Now this car is great to drive and all, but this is where it's at right here. You've got a power ottoman, heated and cooled seats. You can have the heating and the cooling on at the same time for some reason, because the Maybach is not about saying no. There's a tray table right here, if I want to pull that out. If I want to have my snacks, maybe some caviar on top of Wagyu beef. You can tell, there we go, there's my tray table. And now you might say, all right, if this is my screen up here that I control things from, how do I reach that screen? It's all the way up there. Well, don't worry, there's a second screen right here that detaches and powers out and mirrors that one, so I don't have to reach all the way up there. Nor do I have to reach over here to close the door. That's right there. Between those rear seats, there's a champagne fridge. And I suppose you could put things other than champagne in there, but that would be in poor taste. There's also a set of silver-plated champagne flutes that come with the car with their own little holders. Now this is kind of funny. This is the back side of your fridge that's between the rear seats, and you can actually take this out. Like, I guess if you wanted to, you know, I've got all the good Dom is in here and the yacht's over there, so, you know, here's the solution. No, I mean, I'm not going to carry this. I have people for that, but that's how that would work. This clicks right back in. I said, second time's a charm. Ah, this door is so big and heavy. But you know what? Not my problem. These headrest pillows look like something that your grandpa would have put in his Cadillac in 1985, but they are the softest thing this side of sticking an actual golden retriever puppy behind your head. Do you wish for the interior color scheme and fragrance dispenser to harmonize with your desired mood? Well, there's a setting for that. Whoever's actually driving the S680 is in for a pretty good time too. Under the hood, there's a 6-liter, 621 horsepower twin-turbo V12 that goes about its business almost silently. You might say that this car is a good candidate for electrification, given that it's all about smooth, silent torque, but I think there's more of a mechanical appeal to a V12 that goes with this sort of a car. Your chauffeur will face a few challenges. For instance, this transmission tunnel is so huge that the accelerator pedal is almost down around a corner. Like, see, your foot goes that way. You can get it that way if it's right against the wall, but you end up driving kind of like this, at least I do, and then you can kind of clip the brake pedal. Basically, a car this huge, nothing should be cramped. And the headlights are bright enough that other drivers are constantly flicking their high beams at you, so you develop a really quick trigger finger on that left stalk, like, oh, you want to see the real high beams? And if you get the 21-inch wheels, the rear axle steering is limited to 4.5 degrees. This car has the 20-inch wheels, so it has the full 10-degree rear axle steer. So it's like bigger wheels or a tighter turning circle. You can have one but not the other. Decisions, decisions. So 10 degrees of rear axle steering makes for a surprisingly tight turning radius for a behemoth like this. I mean, I can turn it around right in my aircraft hangar, and that's pretty impressive, I think. So check this out. This is like a 3D display, and I can choose which to understate it. Ooh, that's me. Sport, a little inappropriate to a vehicle like this. Maybach, yes. Classic, just looks like an older Mercedes. I like that. Navigation is fun because, look, you're in virtual reality. There's your car right down there. Who opened that door? A ghost? Your options for comfort are quite extensive. You can choose many different color schemes to suit your mood. Burning blue, multicolor animations. I like this energizing comfort where I can just pick relaxation and sunlight to lift my mood in joy mode. How about freshness mode? You could say everybody is jaded to multicolored LED lights. Yeah, those are everywhere, but not like this. All right, let's see what a 6-liter twin-turbo V12 looks like. I like how this still has the hood ornament. Most Benzes do not have that anymore. It was considered too fuddy-duddy, too old school. But for this car, it's just kind of, it's brash, it's in your face. Why am I always flummoxed by this part? Do I pull on this? Like, how do I, where's the, there's an engine under here and I want to see it. The latches are right here, but where's the release? You know what, maybe it's one of those ones where you do it twice and then it just opens. That'd be clever, that'd be clever. And that's probably what it is. And I was just too dumb to use the release. Well, there's a V12 under there somewhere. 6 liters, twin turbos, 621 horsepower. And that sounds like a lot. And this car is quick for the size of it, but it doesn't feel like an AMG. This would be an AMG engine in any other car that Mercedes makes, but in this, it is, as Bentley used to say, adequate. Now with an engine like this, the whole point of it is smooth, quiet power delivery, massive torque, and you might say, well, wouldn't this be a good candidate for electrification? That's basically mimicking an electric motor anyway. And I don't know, I feel like a car like this clientele is into the mechanical, like it's a V12, it says V12 on the side, that's cool. It's kind of like how, you know, an Apple Watch will do a lot more things than a mechanical watch, but people with enough money are still gonna want the Rolex. Dropping a bomb. The way this thing drives, it feels like this must be the origin of the term road-crushing weight. I know it can't be because it's a new car, but that's the way it feels. It feels like you are just rolling all the crinkles out of the road with a vehicle that is made of depleted uranium and weighs approximately 1 million pounds. And it's quick. A little bit of growl. Not a lot of growl. Not a V12 roar, but just kind of like an angry purr. I like that Mercedes, in creating this car, you'd think it would be their most aesthetically conservative vehicle. You know, it costs so much money, and it's probably appealing to an older clientele maybe, but no, this is like the craziest thing they make. If you look around in this thing, all the lights are changing colors, I got the fragrance coming out, it's just got so many bombastic tricks. I love it, but they didn't hold back. They said, you know what, we're gonna give it the, the magenta light tubes everywhere, and oh yeah, you can change them too, and you can sync them to the scent. Whichever way you go with the options, you could probably plan on an S680 costing about $250,000, which sounds like a lot, but in the rare air of Bentley and Rolls, this car's competitors, that's actually kind of a solid value. Nobody tell Rick Ross.